Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something genuinely mind-blowing. We are taking the actual science of aromatherapy and figuring out how you can use it as your own secret weapon for academic success. Seriously, if you've ever struggled to remember a complicated topic, or if you just find it impossible to stay focused during those brutal marathon study sessions, you're definitely going to want to stick around for this one. So, let's just address the elephant in the room. Can a perfume actually make you smarter? At first glance, yeah, it sounds a little bit like science fiction. But what if I told you that you could literally hack your brain using very specific scents to drastically upgrade your study sessions? We aren't talking about magic or superstition here. We are talking about hard biology and psychology working together in total harmony. All right, here's how we're going to break this down today. First, we'll explore the power of scents. Then, we'll look at rosemary and mint for memory, citrus for max concentration, and tea and jasmine for mental calm. Finally, we'll wrap up with the ultimate secret strategy for exam day.
Let's jump right into Section 1, the power of scents. Okay, so it all starts right inside your brain, specifically the limbic system. You can think of this as the master control center for your emotions and your memories. And here is the absolute kicker. Your sense of smell is wired directly into this system. You know how sometimes you catch a whiff of a specific sunscreen and suddenly, bam, you're transported right back to a childhood beach vacation? That is your limbic system at work. Scent gets a VIP fast pass straight to the memory centers of your brain, making your sense of smell this incredibly powerful, largely untapped tool for retaining really dense information.
Moving right along to Section 2, rosemary and mint. Let's talk about locking in that memory.
You know, historically, rosemary has literally been known as the herb of memory. And get this, modern scientific studies actually suggest its chemical components physically help your brain retain information. Now contrast that with mint. Mint brings this sharp, immediate hit of freshness that actively wakes up a tired mind and cuts right through mental fatigue. So, when you put them together, it's a powerhouse. Rosemary helps lock that new information into your brain's storage vault, while mint keeps you awake and alert enough to actually process it all.
Now, if you're looking for a real-world fragrance that completely captures this dynamic, you've got to check out Aqua Allegoria Herba Fresca by Guerlain. It is a fantastic, totally unisex, exceptionally clean scent. We're talking green mint, clover, and green tea. The play here is to spray this around your study space or just dab a little on your wrists. Whenever you feel yourself zoning out during a long study grind, a quick whiff of that mint profile snaps you right back into the zone.
All right, Section 3, citrus. This is all about boosting concentration and cutting down on those careless mistakes.
Citrus essential oils, think lemon, bergamot, mandarin, they're absolutely legendary in the aromatherapy world, and for good reason. They possess this brilliant dual action. On one hand, they actually drop your stress levels, but at the exact same time, they deliver an immediate, massive jolt of energy to your concentration. If you're having one of those days where your brain just feels like absolute mush and you can't get started, a strong citrus note is exactly what you need to find that instant focus.
Now, what's really fascinating about this is that the corporate world has already figured this out. There are major corporate offices out there that actually pump lemon essential oils directly into their building's ventilation systems. Seriously, they do. Why? Because their internal data shows that it successfully helps their employees make significantly fewer typing and data processing errors. It physically sharpens the brain's accuracy. Just imagine what that kind of precision can do for your next massive coding project or final essay.
A classic, rock-solid example to keep in your study arsenal is Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana. It opens with these incredibly intense, vibrant notes of Sicilian lemon mixed with green apple. It is essentially an energy drink for your nose. If you are wrestling with a brutal math equation or a dense translation where you simply cannot afford to make silly mistakes, this is the exact scent profile you want surrounding you. Let's look at Section 4, Tea and Jasmine. How to find a calm, clear mind when the pressure is on.
Sometimes studying isn't about needing more energy, it's about managing intense anxiety. That is where green tea comes in. It has amazing properties that induce a deep, deep sense of calm, while still leaving your mind totally clear and in a state of relaxed alertness. Then you introduce jasmine, which is proven to lower exam anxiety, but, and this is crucial, without making you drowsy. They work together perfectly to soothe your nerves without accidentally putting you to sleep the night before finals.
Honestly, this unique combo creates a literal bubble of peace right around you. A fantastic, iconic, and super affordable option to try is green tea by Elizabeth Arden. It beautifully blends green tea and jasmine, and it even has these subtle little touches of mint and orange peel. Because it's so light and non-invasive, you can sit down and memorize wildly complex concepts without the scent totally overwhelming your senses.
Which brings us to our final section, Section 5, the exam secret.
Okay, pay attention because this is the exact two-step strategy you need to hack your brain for test day. Step 1, you absolutely must apply your chosen perfume only when you sit down to study a specific subject. Don't wear it to the gym, don't wear it out with friends. You want your brain to isolate this scent completely. Step 2, you reapply that exact same perfume just moments before you walk into the room to take the actual test.
So why does this rigid little two-step routine work like magic? It all comes down to a deeply fascinating psychological phenomenon known as context-dependent memory. When you follow those steps, your brain strictly associates that specific aroma with the complex information you were studying right at that moment. So when you smell it again sitting in the dead quiet exam hall, the scent acts like a physical key. It unlocks that specific filing cabinet in your limbic system, allowing you to recall that information incredibly fast.
Let's bring everything we've learned today into a quick summary. We've got our specific goals here: memory, concentration, and calm. We've matched them up with their biological scent notes, like rosemary and mint, lemon and mandarin, or tea and jasmine. And we've paired those with real-world perfume recommendations. By deliberately matching your specific study hurdle with the right scent profile and then layering in that context-dependent memory trick, you are literally turning your own biology into a massive academic advantage.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Now that you know the hidden hard science of the limbic system, what aroma are you going to use for your next big challenge? Will you reach for the mint to jumpstart a tired brain, the bright citrus to hyper-focus your attention, or maybe that soothing jasmine to find some calm in the storm? The power to completely upgrade your study game is quite literally right under your nose. Thanks so much for hanging out with me to explore this. Get out there, spray smart, and absolutely ace those exams.